The ongoing war is just another few days' war and will soon be over. The tensions in the Middle East are nothing new, so the rest of the world shouldn't worry much about it. What would be the worst-case scenario? The US will invade Iran just like it did in Iraq, that's all. Are you also among those who think this way? If yes, watch this video, as we provide concrete proof that this war is unlike any other and will lead to the destruction of the entire world. This war is actually the start of the end war, the Malhama al-Kubra. For years, Muslims were mocked by the West for allowing religion to influence politics. Western countries portrayed themselves as modern, rational, and secular. But now something deeply ironic is happening. Inside the Oval Office, there have been gatherings where leaders pray openly over political leaders. In one now viral picture, Trump was seen sitting on his chair and all the political figures of his office were conducting Abrahamic prayers while paying allegiance to Trump. This pic appeared as if resonating to ancient times when crusaders used to pray before going to war with Muslims. Never in recent times has such an image emerged, and that too from within sophisticated places like the Oval Office. If this isn't enough to make one suspicious, there came another piece of evidence that proved that something really dark is going on. US commanders and soldiers themselves admitted that they were told even before the start of the war that Donald Trump has been anointed by Jesus Christ to hasten his return to Earth, which is, to be very ironic, because Trump himself has been surrounded by controversy for decades, from political scandals to his past associations with figures like Jeffrey Epstein. Yet, despite these controversies, some religious groups, especially the evangelical ones, still portray him as a savior-like figure destined to help fulfill prophecy. This contradiction alone raises serious questions about the motivations behind the political narratives being built. Another moment that caught global attention involved US political and military figures discussing Israel's history in religious terms. In one past clip, Pete Hegseth described several historic events as miracles. He referred to the creation of Israel in 1948 as a miracle, the events of Six-Day War in 1967 as another miracle, and the recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital by the Trump administration as a miracle as well. And he added that soon such a miracle will happen again and the third temple will be built.
And today, Jennifer and I and others had a chance to go see the Western Wall of the Temple Mount, the Western Wall tunnels, so much of the old city. And as you stand there, you can't help but behold the miracle before you. And it got me thinking about another miracle that I hope all of you don't see too far away. Because 1917 was a miracle, 1948 was a miracle, 1967 was a miracle, 2017, the declaration of Jerusalem as the capital was a miracle, and there's no reason why the miracle of the reestablishment of the temple on the Temple Mount is not possible. I don't know how it would happen. You don't know how it would happen, but I know that it could happen. That's all I know. And a step in that process, a step in every process, is the recognition that facts and activities on the ground truly matter. And that's why going and visiting Judea and Samaria, understanding that sovereignty, the very sovereignty of Israeli soil, and Israeli cities, locations, is a critical next step to showing the world that this is the land for Jews and the land of Israel. And I believe, as was mentioned, he said you need to, what was mentioned is you need to buy the ticket. Don't just wish for 40 years to win the lottery, buy the ticket. I would submit to you, in light of the support you have in Washington, D.C., the support you have amongst patriotic Americans, amongst evangelical Christians, amongst believers, amongst Republicans, even amongst some Democrats who can barely say it anymore in Washington, buy the ticket, take your action, do what needs to be done here in Israel, because I truly believe this is a moment where America will have your back. You have Donald Trump in the White House. You have Mike Pence as vice president. You have Nikki Haley at the UN. You have true believers in Israel and America that have your back.
These very events for Palestinians, however, represent occupation, displacement, and decades of oppression. And the mere mention of Third Temple construction does make it clear what he wants and how his intention is nothing but malicious. One more thing to note here is that in recent years, discussions about the possibility of rebuilding the temple have become more frequent than they were only 2 years ago. Now, it's not a fringe idea, it's a mainstream ideology that is being talked about at a global level without any hesitation. Pete Hegseth's deep-rooted hatred for Muslims is not hidden, by the way. A picture of him had already gone viral, where a tattoo was spotted on his arm of the word kafir in Arabic. This wasn't just another tattoo, it was a hostile message toward Muslims. And this person is the United States Secretary of War. Will he not make sure that the war in the Middle East goes on forever? At the same time, discussions about something called Greater Israel have also become mainstream and are not hidden at all. Recently, only the US ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, came under fire for saying that all the area from the Nile River to the Euphrates should belong to Israel, and all the rulers of these lands should hand their lands to Israel. This is how serious they are. Another factor fueling speculation is the increasing discussion of end times prophecies involving Iran. Certain interpretations of biblical prophecy describe a final global war centered around Israel and Iran. Yes, a massive war between Iran and Israel was prophesied thousands of years ago, and this war was mentioned as one of the precedents for the coming of the Antichrist. Some groups, especially the ones who wanted to hasten the arrival of Dajjal, wanted Iran to be drawn into conflict in order to fulfill those predictions. It was according to their 2,600-old prophecy that there will be a massive war between Persia and Israel, where Israel will lose that war, and this is when their Messiah will intervene and Iran. There is a reason why Netanyahu was pushing for war with Iran for more than 4 decades. As soon as the US attacked Iran on February 28th, Netanyahu claimed to have said that his dream came true. Now, if all of these statements aren't enough to prove that this is in fact the start of Armageddon, then let's check another proof. US Senator Lindsey Graham has repeatedly admitted that the ongoing war is a religious one. In all his recent statements, he has openly advocated for this war to escalate further. It was also reported that Lindsey Graham counseled Netanyahu on how to force Trump to attack Iran. And now let's look at the latest proof that firmly concludes that the ongoing war with Iran was actually planned, and this is the start of the major war Armageddon, which will only end with the return of Isa, alayhi salam, on earth. Only a day ago, Netanyahu said Israel will reach the kingdom and make it to the Messiah's return. How much more proof is needed to conclude that this war will not end soon, and that we as Muslims should stop wasting time and prepare to face the darkest phase of humanity? When we connect all these pieces together, a disturbing pattern begins to appear. Religious rhetoric influencing political decisions, prophecies being discussed in policy circles, growing talk of rebuilding the Third Temple, escalating conflict with Iran, using terms like Armageddon and Jesus Christ and religious war again and again by high post officials, and now Netanyahu himself admitting the true goal of this war. It all points to only one thing. This indeed is a planned war, the war that will not end anytime soon. Dear Muslim brothers and sisters, it does not matter whether you reside in Middle Eastern countries or not, or whether you are a millionaire living a luxurious life, this war will affect you too. This is the time to stop wasting time on binge watching and partying. This is the time to invest in strengthening faith and learning life-saving skills. This is not a regional war. It is a war that will consume the whole world. Wake up before it's too late. May Allah save and guide us all through these difficult times. Aamin.